across, I would say, the top institutes in our country, including the IMs. And it has been also very well received in ISB, which is in Hyderabad, and of course in many other B schools and all. And a little bit about myself. I worked in US MNCs in the corporate world for 7 years. I worked in companies like Northern Trust and Broadridge, which is in Hyderabad, and Northern Trust Bangalore. So basically, I was a business analyst, and I was a corporate trainer there in Broadridge. So we used to train people in investment banking, and I have trained some hundreds of people, more than 500, into investment banking, and people across the spectrum in the company. So right now, I'm a full-time yoga teacher, and but I keep a track of what are the things that are going in investment banking and the financial space. So this was a little bit about myself, and so let us have a quick discussion on what anyone who has like joined the meeting here. I can see there are some 17 of them. So any idea about what is Bitcoin, and what do you think? Like even a vague idea will do. Anyone? Yes. Hello. Anybody can respond actually. No issues.
Yeah, it's mainly a cryptocurrency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Decentralized
So can
digital
everyone see the
currency.
screen at least? Right. Right.
Yeah, we can see.
Sorry.
It is a decentralized digital currency.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you please repeat? It's not. It was not audible.
Uh, it is a decentralized digital currency.
Yeah, okay. So this was Nikhil, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Nikhil. Correct. Anyone else who would like to say something about this Bitcoin? Any understanding? Like, please don't think whether it's correct or not. Whatever you know, like from the news or from the readings that you have. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. This was actually your voice. Sorry, this is Mohammed, right? Yes. So, Mohammed, actually, your voice was breaking in the middle. I was not able to hear. You said that it's a digital asset, right? Again, actually, the voice was there. Okay, I think there is some voice issue here today. Uh, I was not able to hear properly, actually, what you said. But anyway, I mean, I think people have some idea about Bitcoin, and uh, why actually, because why this knowledge is important actually. What is Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies and all? Why knowing them is important, even though whether you are investing in them or not, and whether you are dealing with them or not right now, but in future probably we may have to deal with them, or we may have to come across situations where we have to know a little bit more about them. So it's always good to know beforehand. So Bitcoin is basically, I would say, a cryptocurrency. Crypto means like something which is encoded. That means having the computer encoding softwares, and the currency is something which is used as a medium of exchange. Okay, so I would speak more about cryptocurrencies, but first of all, let us have a background on what basically the Bitcoin is coming from. So Bitcoin is called the latest money, okay, or currency, and but before that, actually, there were so many things in history which were actually used as money, and it's always good to know the background of something, because then you will know the context of where something is coming from. Okay, so if someone has any questions in between, please note it down, and we will have it in the end. Okay, we'll have some 15-20 minutes in the end, and we will try to have a discussion on that. Okay, so let us just start. So first of all, money is something which is very much needed by humans. Okay, so anything that we need, we either can make it or we can buy it. Okay, or if we can take it on loan also, that's same as like buying, because we have to pay in future. So either we can make something or we can buy something. So for buying something, we need something which the seller has to accept. Okay, for that.
Muted.
Yeah. So I believe all are muted now. I think it's. Is it okay now? I think there is no disturbance. Can anybody respond by text?
It's okay now.
Okay. So yeah. So for this money, what used to happen was yeah, muted. Yeah, muted. So in the initial years, I would say more than around 10,000 years back, when the civilization was relatively new, or when we can say that we were like just evolving, and human beings had very few basic needs, and what used to happen was people used to stay in small groups, and because man is a social animal, they used to stay together in small groups, and they used to hunt, or they used to just stay and make things like grow crops and all, and they had a very basic lifestyle compared to us. So at that time there was no such thing called money. There were only such thing called as barter system, which is even prevalent now, but so people used to just exchange goods and services with something which they had. So I think barter system, no need to explain, people know. So barter system is something that if you have something in surplus, and if you want to just give it to someone and take something that you need from that guy, and in return of the goods that you have. So basically, if you have, as the picture shows here, if you have carrot and if you want apple, then you have to go to the apple seller, and you have to go and give your carrots in exchange for that apple. And if he or she is willing to give the apples in exchange of your carrots, then that transaction will happen. But this is a very simple barter exchange. But what if the apple seller is not willing to take the carrots in exchange of apples? So in that case, you have to find someone who is willing to take carrots and give something which the apple seller has to accept. So this is just a small transaction which I mentioned. And just imagine, if you have very few goods, then probably this system will work. But if you don't, if you have hundreds and thousands of goods, like in today's society, then it is practically impossible, or almost impossible, or very clumsy to do business with people. So there's a formula actually, where if you have just few products, then the exchange rate is like